Namaste, I am Sridhar Banagiri, welcoming you to my channel. Today, the sharing what I want to do is about unity. Friends, before giving this in-depth analysis of this sharing, I recommend or I want each one of you to be with me in this video so that together we are sharing. Together the inquiry should happen together. As I am sharing, it also implies your experience. Whenever I am sharing my experience, I mean you and also the you in this person. This is how I want you to understand you. The sharing what I am going to do now is about unity. Again I will take you to an incident when I was doing my inner awakening program in Bididi Ashram conducted by Paramahamsa Nityananda. The program participants were all over the world. From all over the world there were participants. And there were regularly sessions. This 21 days there were different sessions. I am just giving a brief idea about how the program was conducted. And certain periods we used to sit down and contemplate and internalize on many subjects or many aspects of our living. One such day, when we were doing this process, I was disturbed by two young kids, age group below 5. These two kids were jumping around, playing and making lot of mischief in the crowd. They were running around, these two kids were jumping, and especially they were targeting me, and they were playing with me, pulling my shirt or shawl, and they were doing constantly. They were young children's how they are. Young children's the way they are like when they are very active. Children's as such, children's below 5 are energetic and always active. So they were running around disturbing, and I was taking it for some time casually, but certain times I was getting irritated. So I decided to call one of the kids and warn. So I called one kid and told, see, don't make lot of mischief. If you make mischief, God will punish you, I told him. As soon as I told that, for my surprise, he immediately shot back and told, God will not punish. Who told you God will punish? God does not punish. God is one. God will not punish. The small kid below 5 years of age told it instantaneously on my face, which I was taken aback. Friends, what happened I will tell you. All these years when we are young, the cognition or the conditioning in us is, whenever as a kid, some kids do mistakes or mischief, we call them and tell, don't do mischief, God will punish. Like this, all these things we tell the kids. We are being taught about what is good, what is bad, and we have been taught about heaven, hell, from our childhood conditioning. This is there. I was surprised when this kid instantaneously told God will not punish. The cognition, the reason why I am sharing this topic is, looking inside me, the way the conditioning is there from our childhood, the way conditioning is there, how it affects our thinking. When I was in childhood days, most of us, I am sure many of the viewers also will agree, we have been taught what is good, what is bad. In our childhood days, we are taught about moral science. This cognition or this conditioning is so much in us that we look at life in the aspects of what is good, what is bad, what is wrong, what is right. Always there is duality. When this small kid just told me God is one and God will not punish. When he told me that, I was taken aback. I was taken aback for a few seconds because that is the fact. The way the kids in Nityananda Gurukul are being brought up, they have extraordinary powers. The Gurukul kids means they are like any other schools. They are also students. They are also having curriculums like all other students in the schools. They also have a curriculum to study. They also follow certain examination rules like other schools. Gurukul, its meaning is the ancient tradition. The teaching is given for the kids from the ancient scriptures. The teaching is like that, and there is certain way of teaching the Gurukul kids. Gurukul kids, Balasans we call. Balasans means child saints. These Balasans are having extraordinary powers. They are able to see blindfolded. The links which I share in this video below, you can go to those links and you yourself can see how the kids show demonstration by reading things which blindfolded. Not only that, they show so many extraordinary powers. They tell they get it from oneness. They tell they get it by concentrating or focusing on the third eye. Like blindfold reading, like distance objects they tell where it is kept, and body scanning they do. There are so many miracles. Materialization they do, so many things they do. Only thing, the difference is they are able to cognize in and look in with oneness. They say it is with oneness, they do, and it is with oneness with Swamiji, they say. I was wondering, with the conditioning which we all have, most of us have, the conditioning from our childhood about good, about bad, about divisions, separateness, that we are separate and others are separate, our language and barriers and countries, all this separates, about religion, all this separateness or division which we have created for ourselves. With so much of division in our minds, can we look at with oneness? Can we see with non-duality? Like the small kid told, God is one and God does not punish. For a few seconds I was taken aback. All these years, the belief, though I am in Hinduism also there is something called Swarga, there is something called Naraka, that is, there is hell, there is heaven also, in Hinduism also. But the way these Balasans are trained in oneness, they do not have duality. They see everything as one. They see in oneness. They have experience of oneness with the cosmos. That is how they are getting these miraculous powers. Friends, many of us, most of us, when they see somebody's blindfold reading, and when they see, if they are telling that they are going to scan the body, or if even they produce some materials in materialization, teleportation, immediately we term it as some magic, or we do not, immediately there is skepticism in us. This skepticism is due to the cognitions or the conditioning that we have been having from our childhood. The conditioning is so strong in us that we cannot think, or we cannot think differently. Like how we cannot think, we are resigned that we cannot think like the Balasans or like the kids, like the Gurukul kids. We are resigned that it is not possible to recognize or recondition ourselves. As I want to give more clarity what I mean by saying cognition. Cognition is something our eyes and everything, our perception, whatever perception happens in this eyes, in these ears, whatever five senses we perceive, immediately it is cognized. In nanoseconds we get the answers. The observer and the observed is one. That is, the cognition is so quick that we are not able to distinguish between what is being seen and what is being internalized and how we reproduce it. That is what I call as conditioning or root patterns which are deeply rooted in us. The root, why I am taking my topic to root patterns is when Balasan's kids can look with oneness, everything, why not me after 45 years, or all most of us who have been already educated, not a kid anymore, why cannot we look with oneness? Is it possible to look with oneness? What is the harm in having oneness? Why should we look in oneness? This questioning or question should be taken very positively. The word positiveness, instead of using the word positiveness, I can tell looking life internally with that oneness with everything. Is it possible to cognize like that the deep rooted patterns which has made our conditioning, the education system, the conditioning which we are having? Can the conditioning overnight change? That is what my topic of focus is. That is what I encourage all my viewers to look into, inquire. If the Balasans can read blindfolded, why Balasans? Even there are some adults like me also can read blindfold using their third eye. They can scan bodies. They can look with, they say it is due to the oneness they have with the cosmos. They say with the oneness and with everything, with oneness with the Swamiji, they are able to do that. Is that cognition different or very difficult to achieve? Why it is not possible for us to look at it in a more constructive way? Is there any harm if you look with oneness? These are all the questions I am posing to my viewers. The inquiring happens, or are we resigned? Are we resigned that it is not possible to look at things with oneness? What is the disadvantage? This is how we are resigned. The cognitions or the conditioning which we have is so much powerful that we cannot look beyond what we are. Paramahamsa Nityananda very clearly explains in most of his satsangs, many satsangs, he tells cognition also is changeable. We can change our cognitions. The good news is that we can change our cognition at any age. Not necessarily that we need to be having very young age, or not that we are in old age. Anytime, anywhere we can change our cognition. That's what Bhagavan Paramahamsa Nityananda says. If we look it in a more different way, why should we have this cognition of having oneness? I will ask, why not? Why not? Why we should not look at everything as an extension of ourselves? If I can look out everything around me and get connected to it in oneness as extension, as a part of me, will there be separation? There will be no separation, or there is no division. If I can look at other beings like a goat or like a sheep or like a hen, if I can look at it as it's my own extension, will I have the mind to cut it and eat it? Definitely the context, if I carry that it is my own extension, and if I believe in that it's my own extension, will any person try to harm himself? To say it looks very easy. I encourage each one of us, each one of you who's watching this video, to think it is possible to change our cognition and look at things. Definitely with oneness, if we are able to look at the goat or sheep or cow or anything, any other being, if we can see that they are not separate from us, if we can cognize like that, definitely there will be transformation in us. Definitely our cognition will be transformed. Definitely the cognition will be transformed, so that it is possible. It is not that it is only possible for somebody, it is possible for everybody. That if by deep intention to be that, we can get to that. That is what I am trying to share. What is the harm in doing so? What is that we are going to lose? What is that oneness which I am trying to understand or get to? Friends, we all know, mother has so much of attachment to her kids, and in no way the mother will make the child or children to be discomfortable. She will always think, the mother will think the children are her part of her own, and she will make them comfortable. But beyond even a mother's love, she will have separation, that the children are different and she is different. She will not have that wisdom to be connected with them with oneness. I am not questioning the love or affection of a mother. I am only telling that the mother also feels the separation with her children. She never feels that she is an extension, the children are her own extension. For having that, to look at that they are also an extension, a mother also should develop the wisdom of a sage. That is what this Gurukul sages, or that is what the Gurukul teaches, or that is what Paramahamsa Nityananda does to his kids. He does this, making them to cognize and look at oneness with everything, and that is how they are able to produce these miraculous powers. I encourage each of my viewers to have an open mind, not be skeptical or not differentiate. I am not trying to differentiate from other school children to Gurukul children. I am telling both the school children, whether it is the children which are educated in the English medium schools or any medium schools. I am only telling those institutions or those kids to feel that they are not different from the Gurukul kids. Only thing is, they also can get connected, and they also can be taught from the beginning to look at things with oneness, so that most of the time they will be a great citizens, or they will have a blissful life. Friends, after so many years, I have got the opportunity to look at this oneness, and I am trying to be, or I am getting to that oneness, to look at things, even my irritations, or even some lacunas in me, also I can see with oneness and be free without any stress. That is what I want to share with today. Looking forward to share more in future videos. Thank you for patient listening, and if you have any queries or any questions, do please write to me. I will be answering those questions to you. Thank you. Nityanandam.